Today we will visit Vyborg, which is one of the most unusual cities in Russia. This city was originally built by the Swedes, but later Russia, Finland and then the Soviet Union also had a huge influence on the development of the city. The city is located 140 kilometers from St. Petersburg and only 250 kilometers from the Finnish border. It was founded in 1293 by the regent of the Swedish king Thorgils Knutsson during one of the crusades to the land inhabited by Karelians. The city was named Vyborg, which translates from the Old Norse as Holy Fortress. A castle was built on Castle Island, which served as a reliable outpost for the spread of Swedish influence over the Karelian Isthmus. This castle remained impregnable until 1710. The Novgorod Republic tried to take this castle several times without success. Later it was unsuccessfully attempted to be taken by Prince Ivan III of Moscow. Then Tsar Ivan the Terrible and even Emperor Peter the Great didn't succeed in his first attempt to take this city. This Swedish city was not only an influential military and political center in the region, but also a major trade center with close economic ties to Novgorod and Tallinn. Ну чё, Андрюшка, как тебе апартаменты? Остаемся здесь жить? Да, сыро и холодно. Представляешь, тут выжить зимой. Only in 1710 the city was taken by the troops and fleet of Peter the Great, and according to the New Start Peace Treaty of 1721, which marked the end of the Northern War, officially became part of the Russian Empire. Later, Sweden repeatedly tried unsuccessfully to regain Vyborg. The last confrontation between Russia and Sweden ended with Sweden losing Finland, which was then part of Sweden. As a result, all of Swedish Finland became part of the Russian Empire. In the second half of the 19th century, the city experienced rapid economic growth. The population of the city began to grow rapidly, and by 1910 already numbered 50,000 inhabitants, of whom more than 81% were Finns, 10% Swedes, and 6.5% Russians. In addition, the proportion of the Germans also increased significantly, reaching almost 1% of the city's population. In the first half of 1918 came another watershed episode in the life of the city. Revolutionary processes in Russia led to the emergence of independent Finland. The state border between the USSR and Finland interrupted the city's cultural and transportation links with the former Russia. The percentage of Finnish-speaking population in the city of Vyborg began to grow rapidly, and the percentage of Russian, German and Swedish-speaking citizens decreased. The atmosphere of cosmopolitanism that had characterized the city of Vyborg earlier began to fade. In independent Finland, the city of Vyborg was the second city of the country, the center of cultural and social life in eastern Finland. The city was one of the most important trade and transportation centers of the country, with many educational, cultural, sports and health institutions, as well as a large number of temples and consulates. Vyborg was the second largest city in Finland, the capital of the southeast of the country, which already had a population of about 80,000 people. In the 1930s, Vyborg and the surrounding area was considered the center of industry in Finland. During this period of time, the city of Vyborg saw the appearance of many unique buildings that are masterpieces of functionalism. The peaceful period in the city's life ended in 1939, when the Soviet-Finnish War broke out. The Soviet Union was not satisfied with the fact that the state border between Finland and the Soviet Union was near Leningrad, which was the second largest city in the Soviet Union. Because of the war, most of Finland's Vyborg province, including the city of Vyborg and the entire Karelian Isthmus, was taken over by the USSR. The Soviet Union incorporated the new territories into the newly formed Karelian Finnish Soviet Republic, even though the Finnish population in many territories, including Vyborg, had been evacuated to Finland. In 1941, the city again came under Finnish control, but 3 years later, at the end of Second World War, the city was again under the control of the Soviet Union. Finnish citizens evacuated to Finland again. The Second World War brought great damage to the city. Many houses were destroyed. In the summer of 1944, intensive reconstruction of the city began. As a result, the war and the subsequent Soviet development changed the city a lot. By 1996, the city's population reached its historic high of 81,000 and began to decline. Currently, the city has a population of just over 70,000 people. Despite the growth of tourist flow, in the city there are still a large number of ruined historical buildings. When you walk along the streets of Vyborg, sometimes you get the impression that the Second World War ended only yesterday, and everywhere there are traces of night bombing of the city. Such is the complicated history of this unusual city. Nevertheless, there are still many amazing sights in the city, one of which is Mon Repos Park, which translates from French as My Peace. The appearance of this park dates back to the 18th century. Tall pine trees, huge granite boulders, blossoming lily of the valley, fruit-bearing blueberries, clear waters of the Vyborg Bay, all this together will not leave anyone indifferent. Such a beautiful park I had never seen before.